What is going on, you guys, and welcome to the Upper 90 YouTube soccer channel. In today's video, we are going over Premier Team of the Week, Week 9. Now, if you didn't see this week, there were a lot of goals that were going around. I think there was a total of 40 goals scored this weekend. Chelsea putting 7 past Norwich, Liverpool putting 5 past Manchester United. Again, there were just so many goals. It was very difficult to pick my starting 11. But bear with me because I think this was the best 11 for this week. Now, if you are new to this channel, make sure to hit the like button and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate that. That helps a lot, helps get this video to more and more fans, and helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, let's start with our starting 11. We are going to start in between the sticks. We're going with Fabianski from West Ham United. Now, again, there were a lot of good goalkeepers this week, but I went with him because he had the following stats. He had a clean sheet against Tottenham and 4 saves. Now, Tottenham have been struggling to say the least. I thought for sure since Harry Kane scored last week that maybe he would do fairly well this weekend. But again, Tottenham just seem to be a team that are doing a yo-yo effect right now. They're doing good, then terrible, then decent, then bad. It's always hard to say what they're going to do each and every week. Now, in our defense, we're going to have 3 defenders, 4 in the midfield, and 3 attacking players. So bear with me again because I tried to tinker around with this, try to get different players to fit this formation. Again, was very difficult. So our first defender we're going to have is Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. Now, he had the following stats. He had a clean sheet against Manchester United, 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 assist, and 80 accurate passes. Now, if you didn't watch this game, it was just 2 different teams. I mean, Liverpool were just absolutely destroying Manchester United. It wasn't until Keita got injured that, again, this game just switched off just quite a bit. I think Liverpool at that point realized they didn't want to pick up any more injuries and put it on cruise control because they definitely could have put a lot more past Manchester United. Now, our second defender that we're going to go with is Livramento from Southampton. Now, this guy was a Chelsea player, now plays for the Saints. And again, I do watching him play because he is a great player, and he had the following stats. He had 1 shot on target, 1 goal, 2 accurate crosses, 2 interceptions, and 2 clearances. Now again, he didn't get a clean sheet, but overall, I thought he's been playing really well for this club. Again, he seems to be one of the standout players. They were missing James Ward-Prowse, so again, they need someone else to step up. Yes, he's a defender, but again, the whole team need to step up to fill in that gap for James Ward-Prowse. And then our last defender is none other than Reece James, because again, the way Chelsea played, you had to pick one of the defenders because they did so well, and we went with Reece James, and he had the following stats. 1 shot on target, 1 goal, clean sheet against Norwich, and 2 tackles. Now, like I said, you could have picked really any Chelsea defender here. You could have went with Thiago Silva, you could have went with Chilwell, but I went with Reece James. He came back from an injury. He played a full game, and I thought he did really well this game and therefore deserved the starting position in our back 3. Now, in the midfield, our first player we're going to go with is Keita from Liverpool. Now, I know he did pick up an injury in this game, and therefore it's hard to sometimes pick players, but again, he was so dynamic in this game once he got injured. It's hard to say because he got injured that they stopped pressing so much or because he was the main player pressing on Manchester United, but again, he was one of the driving factors in this game, and he had the following stats. 1 shot on target, 1 goal, and 1 assist. Now, like I said, he did play a massive role in this game. Hopefully, he's able to come back sooner than later. I know Liverpool seem to have an issue with injuries getting picked up all the time, so not that I really like Liverpool, but I hate to wish upon any club to have so many injuries. Even last year, Liverpool had to come over all these injuries, and it seems like this year again, they're dealing with quite a bit. Now, also in the midfield, we have none other than Mason Mount. Now, if you didn't see this guy, he did pull off a hat trick, and he had the following stats against Norwich. 4 shots on target, 3 goals, and 1 assist. Now, like I said, you had to pick someone, again, that's having a hat trick because it doesn't happen that often, especially when you're a midfielder. Same thing with Mason Mount. He did come back from not playing too much. He did have a few off games, and again, I think this is really going to help him play better and better, and overall, he was one of the shining stars in the match, and I think he was man of the match, or at least should have been. So again, that's why I'm picking him for this starting 11. Our other midfielder is Cornet from Burnley. Now, this guy help save them and get a point for their club, which is going to be huge for this club because they've been struggling all season. Now, he had the following stats. He had 2 shots on target, 2 goals, 1 accurate cross, and 1 aerial duel. Again, like I said, he was the reason why Burnley was able to pick up a point in their match, and therefore you have to pick him this week for how dynamic he is for this club. And last but not least, we have ESR from Arsenal. Now, he had the following stats: 1 shot on target, 1 goal, 1 assist, and 2 interceptions. Now, Arsenal themselves did really well again this week too. I think Mikel Arteta is finally getting everything grooving with this team, and therefore, again, I'm curious to see how Arsenal keep doing each and every week, because again, they are struggling in defense. They are still letting up goals, but again, attacking wise, they're doing fairly well now. I know early in the season, people were just harping on them for not being a very good team, but I think since international break that first time around, they've really picked it up and they've definitely been doing really well. And again, hats off to Mikel Arteta from turning this team around after the first 3 matches. Now, moving into our top 3, again, it wasn't too difficult to pick some of these players with how well they did. The first player that we are going to go with is Phil Foden. Now, Phil Foden obviously plays for Manchester City, and they create so many chances. So again, it's a club that you're going to see at least 1 player each and every week from this team. Now, he had the following stats. He had 4 shots on target, 2 goals, and 1 assist. Now, like I said, they probably could have scored more goals, but the fact that they didn't, I mean, isn't the big deal. They got the easy win, and again, they got multiple goal scorers. So again, they're a team that are really going to be a hard team to beat. As we've seen, I mean, they've beaten Chelsea. They struggled a little bit against Tottenham. That was the first game of the season, but overall, they're definitely a hard team to beat. Now, next on the list, we have Mohamed Salah, who happened to now be the leading goal scorer from Africa. Did pass Didier Drogba, so applaud him for that record that he just broke, and he had the following stats. He had 4 shots on target, 3 goals, and 1 assist. Again, like I mentioned before with Keita, you had to pick someone that had that many goals, but again, was so dynamic in this game. So again, not too difficult to pick a player such as him. Now, rounding out our last player, we have Joshua King from Watford. Watford, again, I think is one of those sleeper teams that people don't really think are going to be doing that well, but each week they just keep showing up and keep winning and keep getting these points each and every week. So again, they're going to be a harder team than what I think people realize, and he had the following stats. He had 4 shots on target and 3 goals scored. Now, like I said, anytime some player scores a hat trick, they're going to be thrown into the mix. I think this might be the most hat tricks scored in a week as well. Like I said, there was 40 goals scored this week, so there were a lot of goals going all over the place. So again, it was very difficult to pick my starting 11 this week. And like I mentioned earlier in this video, comment down below what you think, because I'm really curious to think who you would put in your starting 11. I think this was the best starting 11. You may, again, switch a few different players in the defense, but overall, I think this is the best 11 for week 9. So again, if you haven't, make sure to like and subscribe to this video. I greatly appreciate that. And that is it, and we will see you next time.